what we're making to this week is something. I don't know. I need a script because I don't know what to say. Hi everybody, I'm Yvette of DIY Uniquely Yvette, and I'm making something new in the shop this week that I think is going to be cute. At least that was my original thinking, and then I wrote on it and it was ugly. But after I finished that filming, I went back into the shop and decided to figure out how to do Cricut, which was the problem in the first place. I couldn't remember how to use it. Watched the videos, I wasn't grasping certain things. But anyway, we got a product. So let's get into the video. I'll show you everything I did, and hopefully you will agree the project is amazing, if I do say so myself, even with missing punctuation. But let's get started. We'll start out our project with this little turtle drawing, which I'm going to copy onto this scrap piece of MDF. The only reason why I chose the MDF is because it was the right size. And I'm going to put this carbon paper onto it to transfer the image. Isn't this turtle so cute? The flower that makes up the design on his shell is apparently a Hawaiian flower. I think it's very adorable. I'm also going to tape the paper, the drawing and the carbon paper to the MDF so that it doesn't slip around while I'm tracing. There we go. Doesn't look great? Sort of. Now here I have to add a bunch of holes into the drawing so that I can get my blade that I use for my scroll saw into the inner pieces without cutting straight through the outer walls of the turtle. And for some reason I decided to go in from the bottom instead of the top, which made it very difficult because I couldn't see what I was doing. Come on, Yvette, get it right. It looks difficult, but it's not. And from this vantage point, you see very little. So let's try a different direction. See if we can see better. There we go. Still can't see. Okay, let's try something else. Here we go. That's better. Now you can see everything. And here we go. All cut out. Now let's move on. Okay, what I've done with this piece here, I cut on a 15-degree angle this random slice on this piece of picket fence. I'm going to do the same with this one, and then I'm going to cut them off to the same length. Now we have two pieces like this, and see, sort of like imitating a live edge. If you can see how it goes. This one is 20 degrees. 30 degrees, I think. This one is 15. Then I'm just going to take 120 grit sandpaper and just sort of clean it up a bit. I don't like how green this wood is, so I'm going to use this dark walnut stain to darken it up a bit, give it a better look. Now here's where everything gets questionable, whether or not it's going to work. This is some watered down gray paint. Let me see, the color is dark granite, and this is a watered down white paint. So we're going to first add a few dabs, a few swipes of gray, just to give this wood a little bit more dimension. And I'm going with the green. Just going with the green. Oh, I just better put it on the sides where that curved part is. And now I'm going to try to rub that in a little bit, blend it in a little better with the clean part of my cloth here. I don't think it's working as well as it did on my test. I think because it's drying too fast on top of the, let me try spritzing a little. Oh, it's drying too quickly. Even spritzing did nothing. So we're going to move on to trying the white paint on it. Hopefully it won't dry too fast. And what I'm trying to do is get a weathered look to the wood. I mean, it looks weathered, but it's actually less brown than I'd like. This is about the consistency I'd prefer. Yes, that's what I'm talking about right there. See, weathered, I love it. I think I needed a lot less white in the brush. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna fix that one. Yeah, that's perfect. That is actually exactly what I was looking for. Oh my gosh, that's wonderful. See that? Weathered. This one's weathered too, and it's not bad, but it's too much white. I don't know what to do about that. But let's see, I'm gonna try to work on that. Okay, what I did was I used this rag that was still sitting here a little wet, and I just rubbed it over the top of the, this piece, and now it's almost exactly like this one. Just it put more of the stain on it. I mean, it's just exactly what I was looking for. Oh my gosh, I love it. I talked about this jig last week, but just in case you didn't see that video, there's a jig I made so that I can make a 1/2 inch slat. All it is a piece of scrap 2x4. On the back of it, I put a thin little slice of wood that I attached with 2 screws. I made this little thin piece of wood a little longer than this 2x4. And I set my table saw to a 1/2 inch space. So when I ran this through, it cut off all the excess of this little thin piece so that all was left was a 1/2 inch slat. I also put a handle on this so that I could take it through my table saw safely without having my fingers all down and the blade ready to be cut off. And so anyway, so when I take my piece of wood that I want to make 1/2 inch slats like this, I just tuck it in beside this piece here. It braces it back against this little thin piece. I run it through and the machine cuts off a 1/2 inch. I take it back through, put it on there again, push it in with that 1/2 already cut off, put it through, another 1/2 goes through, and I just keep cutting it on till I can't use any more. And that's how I'm going to make the slats for this project. I'm going to probably make 12, at least 12. I'm not sure exactly how many I want, but at least 12. So I'm going to find a piece of 2x4, cut it down to 9 3/8 inches. That's how wide my little driftwood top and bottoms are. So 9 inches and 3/8. 9 3/8 inches is what I'm going to cut a 2x4 down. Probably 2 pieces of 2x4, and then run them through with this jig to make slats. Okay, I ended up with 14 of these slats. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I ended up with 14 of them. And I cut 2 more slats that are, I think this is 21 inches long. And I'm going to glue these on here like this. And then I'll use the staple gun to do it a little more. So that's what we'll do. And this is the back of the piece. Just estimate where it's gonna go, like that. And then we do the other one. Okay, so that's that. My fingers are crossed that this works out great, because if it doesn't, I'm gonna be so upset. So what I'm going to use is this satin lagoon. I'm also going to use this vintage teal spray paint. I'm going to use aqua satin, and finally ivory silk. So I think that when I use these two, they don't seem to, or one of them don't seem to show up differently, but I'm just going to still use it and see how it works out. I think I'm going to start at the top. I'm also going to use this because I think it'll give me a more even, I think it'll come out more even, hopefully. Because I was having some trouble with splotches, drips. Also, I'm going to try like starting over to the side on the brown paper. And this is going to be my top, this is my base, just for my own perspective. I'll turn it around when I'm done and hope if it doesn't look like crap. If it doesn't look like poop, I'll turn it around so you can see. So starting off with the lagoon. That is beautiful. Like some of this top part is not going to show because I'm going to have that border, that wood border. Okay, the next one is the lightest. This one I think is the one that you can't tell much of a difference, I think. It's also a troublemaker. It's coming out too. It's coming out funny. I think I might just not use this one because look how it's coming out. I don't know if I didn't shake it enough or what, but I don't like that. I do not need it. And finally, the ivory. Another stupid one. Let me shake it up. I don't know, it's not, it is what it is. I think it looks okay. I'll try to do better, but anyway, I gotta let it dry a little bit before I turn it around for you. Here is the board right side up. I did a little bit and some of this excess weirdness that happened down here is coming off. Funny enough, I wanted this light part to, this light color, the ivory, to represent sand to some degree. And it's the color that's the most sandy in its reactions. That's funny. Here are our little our faux live edge wood. So I hope this is in focus. I want to put this at the base. I know it covers up a lot of the light part, but that's what I wanted. And that's this for the top. So that'll be that, and then the turtle will go in here some way like this, and then I want to put some words right here that I hope will work out. But right now we're going to work on painting the turtle, and the colors I've chosen are apple green apple, and brilliant blue. But this is one of those that's been coming out kind of funky, so I'm not sure I'm going to use it. The green apple came out great. I'm hoping that the turtle will still stand out even though it's bright, even though the background is bright and colorful. So let's start out with the apple green. I think I'm just going to try to let it dry, and then I'm going to add the blue. I'm still not sure of this blue. I might go with this darkest one of the lagoon and just do parts of him with this instead of the blue, because the blue is just not behaving itself. I think my screen is showing this differently than in a different color than what it really is. It's like a yellow green apple. It's different. It's different from the way my screen is showing. I'm gonna try to take a picture later and show it better. I'm also going to let this dry and flip it over and see if I can get into those crevices better from the back side. I don't know how well wood glue will adhere a painted surface to wood. I have no idea. So I'm just going to use both E6000 and wood glue just in case to attach our little fake live edge pieces. The bigger one will go at the bottom, the smaller one at the top. And we will do that. The turtle is mostly dry, so I'm going to go ahead and use some E6000 only to glue him onto the base. And then I'm going to turn him slightly sideways so he looks like he's actively swimming. And then press him down. And then let him dry. I haven't worked with this Cricut stuff in months, so I'm not entirely sure I know what I'm doing. I don't remember exactly how to do it. I'm also not sure about my choice of color. Trust me, I have measured and measured and measured over and over and over again on this dude. I don't know what my deal is with measuring. Oops, well, it went down. I didn't mean to let it go, but it went down, so I'm not gonna fool with it. Also, I think there are 2 punctuation marks on this message. This looks crooked, dang it. Oh gosh, oh well, you know what? I can't even with this. I've sprayed some shellac over this to seal it over the board, so I don't know how well this will stick. I'm not sure I let it dry properly. You may see at the end of this video my first go round with this wording. I did it by hand. It was terrible. The only vinyl I had was in enough abundance, I guess. Can't really call it abundance because I was basically out. Was white. Okay, there's one. I'm going to try to get the other 2 on here, and I'm not going to continuously record. I have to put the message on here and then later put on some punctuation because the punctuation pieces didn't come off onto the transfer. Y'all, this project was going pretty good until I dealt with this writing. I thought I could do it. I thought it would be okay. I was wrong. It just looks so terrible. Like I said in the last video, I'm using a Sharpie black paint pen. I'm using the medium when I should be using the fine point, but I didn't have it. The store didn't have it. I was impatient, didn't want to order it. Didn't want to go to a different Walmart. So here I am trying to do this, and as you can see here, this is way too thick. It doesn't look elegant. I mean, this wasn't supposed to look elegant. This was supposed to look plain, but it looks chunky and terrible. Oh God, this is a failure. Really what I should do is paint over this. I'm having, my perspective is having trouble as it is because these boards are crooked. I can't really fix them without taking the whole thing apart. I could paint over these words, but really I don't know what the alternative is. And I apologize for why when I start filming, people like to cut their grass. I'm just gonna plow ahead, you know, and consider this a potential nice project. Something that may give some artistic person out there an idea for something nice. And as I'm tracing these letters, I'll tell you, I have a Cricut. I hadn't used it in months, probably almost a year, or a good year. I wasn't that great at it in the first place, but I didn't have black vinyl that worked well. I had the junky kind that I hated back then, I remember. Regardless, I tried to cut the vinyl for these words, and it didn't go well, so I tried again. And really it would be great if I had some B-roll to show you the failure, but my office is a terrible junky mess now with all the thrown away paper. I didn't know if I should do these words in something other than black. This is so awful. Oh, that's terrible. I just think the black is too stark. So that's it. That's the hideousness of it. Let me see if I can turn it around so you can see. So there's the message. And basically this project, I wanted to do a few other things to bring it all together, but I think I'm finished. I'm so disappointed. I'm finished.